Hi guys, Piotr here. It's LiteFinance Global YouTube channel and we are going to discuss Litecoin today. It's very interesting story, a little bit of the history when it comes to the Litecoin. It's a project very similar to the Bitcoin system. Litecoin production and transmission are based on an open source encryption protocol. There is no central control. With this in mind, all transactions, balances and expenses are managed by peer-to-peer network. Litecoin been created by the former Google employee Charlie Lee in 2011. The cryptocurrency was created based on the Bitcoin protocol, but differs in terms of the hash algorithm being used. Furthermore, it also differs in hard caps, block transaction times, and some other factors. The goal for Lee, it was to create the light version of the Bitcoin when it comes to the Litecoin. Okay, so we know a little bit of the history. Let's have a look how the Litecoin chart looks versus Bitcoin. That's the weekly chart, and as you can see, we are again testing very important 0.005 level. That's the crucial when it comes to Litecoin, when it comes to the eventually bull move. So overall, what is needed is a weekly close above 0.005. If that's going to happen, we might see a little bit of the more than 50% rally. We are talking here about the levels close to 0.0075, 0.008. If that's the case with the weekly close, we might see this type of the price action. Well, above this level, the next crucial is very close to 0.01, and that's the next significant target for the bulls. All right, let's have a look what we have on the daily chart when it comes to the Litecoin versus Bitcoin. All right, so that's the daily chart, and as we see here lately, from the very late March of this year, we've seen very significant rally. There was attempt to break below 0.0035, failure over there, and since then strong rally to the upside. So we know the upside targets 0.0075, 0.008, and then eventually 0.01. All right, what about support? What about the demand? The first significant demand visible here on the chart, in my opinion, is somewhere around 0.0042, 0040. All right, so that's the first significant level of the possible demand, and been tested 3 days ago. We should hold that level, we should hold that zone in case of the further rally. If we are going to break below this zone, we might see again move back and retest the lows around 0.0035, 0.0033. So that's how it looks like when it comes to the Litecoin versus Bitcoin. We are going to discuss Litecoin versus dollar in a second. Before we start, let's have a look why Litecoin might be an attractive investment and few interesting facts. So the Litecoin is faster when it comes to the handling payments than Bitcoin, and is an excellent proven complementary alternative. It's very cheap, super safe highway for making payments, especially when it comes to microtransactions, like for example when paying for a cup of coffee. In addition, the Litecoin community is working on the implementation of all kinds of the new fintech gadgets that are actually intended for Bitcoin. Litecoin is now working on the implementation of the Lightning Network protocol and application for smart contracts and privacy, right? Litecoin is certainly light and cheap, but above all in good hands with fantastic ambitions. So, few very interesting facts here. Litecoin has made a lot of progress lately and has even been included as a means of payment in Venezuela's mainstream international payment system. Via the Remisas remittance platform, foreigners can send Litecoin to their family members and friends in Venezuela who receive bolivars in their local bank account through Remisas. A commission of 15% is being charged, which means that the government in Venezuela secretly collects the Litecoin. Another very interesting fact is that the Litecoin Foundation has 9.9% share in the very conservative German WEG Bank. The Litecoin Foundation has received this as a donation from the Swiss blockchain company TokenPay. Together with TokenPay, they have almost 20% shares in that German bank, which mainly is used for the real estate investments. So the Litecoin can thus be recognized in the long term as the possible cryptocurrency for buying real estates in Germany. Of course, we have to put the question mark here. With that being said, let's have a look what we have when it comes to the Litecoin versus US dollar. Let's start with the weekly chart. There you go. After a very long period of the consolidation in between 38 and 138, we've seen lately the monster breakout, and we finished the business around 335, 340. So the swing high created in a December 2017 lately been retested. Since then we are facing some kind of the correction. So let's have a look closer what we have when it comes to the weekly chart. As of now, we are fighting with very significant level of 230. If we are going to hold that level, we might see upside continuation from here and retest again the levels above 300 towards 350. If based on the weekly chart we are going to break below, then 200 and 175 are the next very important levels when it comes to the weekly chart. If and when the bears are going to take over, if we are going to see close below 175, 150 zone over here, all right, we might expect the price revisit 100. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the daily chart. The daily chart currently, we are working with this demand zone. It's been broken by lower shadow visible here, but we are trying to hold earlier mentioned 230. So from here, if we are going to look for the upside, we have to take into the consideration 275 and the swing high around 320. To the downside, 200 psychological level is very important. Below that, we have this zone in between 175 150 level. Breaking below, it will open the downside towards 120 and the break of that consolidation midpoint 85. With that being said, overall, all depends on the current market sentiment. Taking into the consideration latest rumors that the Janet Yellen wants to introduce even 80% tax from the crypto transactions, the further upside move without the help from the whole crypto market might be delayed for now. So watch out for 200 as a psychological line in the sand. If we are going to hold that level, the bulls or bull market is going to be still intact. If we are going to get the close below that significant level, we might see further move to the downside. Guys, be careful. Don't be trapped. Work with your exposure. It was my pleasure to prepare this update for you, and see you around. Take care and goodbye.